small chest in my pain given small pain in my chest, sorry, given on page number 48. Small pain in my chest. Are you ready with your books,
On
children?
page number?
48.
Mama, I don't have book. 48. Okay.
Page number 48. Please share the screen on WhatsApp.
Yeah, Mama, it's a poem.
Yes, it's a poem. Okay, small pain in my chest.
Ma'am, may I read?
I'll read. The American writer John Steinbeck once said, "All war is a symptom of man's failure at the peak." Many writers and poets have written about the meaningless wars and how they only result in the loss of innocent lives. Right? So here, the American poet, he is saying that whatever man does in a war, the war,
Ma'am, your voice is not coming properly.
then there is some connectivity issue at your place. My Wi-Fi is okay.
Okay.
So
Can I rejoin it?
yeah. So the poet is saying that wars are meaningless, okay, because they take away innocent lives. So the war, according to the poet, wars according to the poet are innocent. So let's read the poem about the flight of a wounded soldier as he slowly loses his hold on. So here we have another poem on war. Okay, there is this man, Mansi. Even if you listen to me properly, then also you will be able to understand, and the screen can be shared with you. Wait, I'm sending it on WhatsApp. Okay. Now this here we have a boy who is a young soldier, and this young soldier is sitting beneath a tree. This young soldier is sitting beneath the tree because there has been an explosion around 200 soldiers. Where these people were 200 soldiers from the other country. They came and they attacked these people. Okay, and they exploded. There was an explosion. There was a bomb blast when these people came on the top of the hill where these people were guarding their own country. 200 soldiers climbed the hill. They came. They exploded, and when the explosion was there, instantly many of the soldiers died. And this soldier, whom we are reading about, he was sitting under a tree because there was a small pain in his chest. He did not realize that he had got a wound here, a severe wound here. He was thinking that this is just a small pain in his chest. Okay, so there's a narrator. The narrator of the poem, is passing from there, and he saw this young soldier, sitting over there, and now this narrator is talking to this soldier. The soldier boy was sitting calmly underneath the tree as I approached it. So I here is the narrator, the poet. Okay, the narrator who is narrating the incidents that happened with him or with the soldier. The soldier boy was sitting calmly underneath that tree. As I approached it, I could see him beckoning to me. So what was beckoning? Beckoning means calling. Okay. So the soldier boy, he was sitting calmly. He was sitting under a tree. He was sitting very quietly, and as I reached that place, means as the narrator reached that place, he could see that the soldier was calling the narrator, trying to seek help from him. The battle had been long and hard and lasted through the night. So the battle, it was quite hard, it was quite long, it lasted for more than 12 hours. Throughout the night is of 12 hours, so maybe more than 12 hours. And scores of figures on the ground lay still by morning's light. And because of the result of this battle was that there are many dead bodies. The scores of figures means the dead bodies. are still lying on the ground. The innocent lives that have been taken by this useless war, useless battle, are lying on the ground. Children, are you understanding? There was
Yes, ma'am.
the soldier was injured. He was injured in an explosion that happened the last night. And there were 200 soldiers who had climbed the hill where these soldiers were sitting. And now there's a narrator who is okay.
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
Ma'am, your voice is cutting.
Yes, ma'am.
Cutting.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay now? Still lagging.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the first paragraph of the poem, we see that there is a soldier, the young soldier. Now is it okay? My voice is audible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Young soldier sitting beneath the tree, underneath the tree. And the narrator who is passing by that place. There's a narrator who is the person on the roof, Ritu Ash.
I'm Arna.
Better wo Bible I see. I want to see your face, not your house. So the soldier is sitting under a tree very calmly, and the moment he saw that there's a soldier sitting beneath the tree, the soldier started calling him for help. The battle was very long, it was very hard, it had lasted for more than 12 years. And the narrator could see that there are many people who are lying on the ground. Okay, they are in the morning light, the lives have been uselessly lost. Can you read the first paragraph? Because if the first paragraph is not clear, the entire poem will not be clear. Quickly read out the first paragraph so that I can start with the next one.
Yes, ma'am. The soldier boy was sitting. Ma'am. Ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, may I read? Ma'am.
Shivansh, can you say what? Huh?
Ma'am, please can I leave the class?
What?
Ma'am. Ma'am, may I read?
What is he asking for?
He's saying that may I leave the class?
Ma'am, can I
May I
leave
read
the class, ma'am, because my phone battery is low. Ma'am, my phone. Ma'am, he's saying that his phone's battery is low, so he have to leave the meeting.
Can it with the
To
charges?
put the phone on charging, why do you have to leave the class? Very smart. I wonder if you'd help me, sir. He smiled as best he could. So now, in the second stanza, we see this soldier is trying to seek help from the narrator, the poet. Okay, he's saying, I wonder if you'd help me, sir. He's saying that I want you to help me. Okay, he smiled as best he could, and when he asked for help, though he was in a lot of pain, he was still smiling the best he could smile. Are you understanding? That the narrator, the soldier, was in utter pain. He was not well at all. He was having a lot of pain in his chest. But still, when he asked for help, he smiled. Why did he smile? He did not want to show his weakness to anyone. So he smiled. He just said that I wish that you could help me. And then he smiled as best as he could. A sip of water in this morn would surely do me good. So all he asked for was just a sip of water. Though this man was badly injured, though he wanted him to be taken to the hospital, but what did he ask for right now was just a sip of water. That he said that he requested the narrator to help him, and he smiled as best as he could, and he said that if you could just give me a sip of water in this morning, that would be very good for me. We fought all day and fought all night with scarcely any rest. So now the soldier is telling the exact situation to the narrator. He's saying that we fought in the morning, we during the day, during the entire day we kept on fighting, then during the entire night we kept on fighting, and we did not at all get any rest. You people just study for maybe 2-3 hours, and then you are like, ma'am, we don't want to study, ma'am, we don't want to study. But imagine the plight of these soldiers. They fought the entire day, the entire night, and they did not even get a minute of rest. A sip of water, for I have a small pain in my chest. He's saying, I just want a sip of water because I am having a small pain in my chest. Okay, he's saying that if you give me a sip of water, I'll probably be okay. As I looked at him, I could see, children, do not unmute yourself, there is a lot of disturbance. As I looked at him, I could see the large stain on his shirt. So now the narrator is saying that the pain he was talking about, the pain the soldier was talking about, was not a small pain in his chest. In the chest area, the narrator could see that there was blood on his shirt. Okay, he could see a large stain of blood on his shirt, all reddish brown from his warm blood mixed with Asian dirt. So now Asian dirt means we come to know that this soldier was an Asian guy, belonged to some of the Asian countries, right? So he said that the blood stain that he was having on his chest was reddish brown in color. Why was it reddish brown? Because the blood was red, and the brown color of the Asian dirt, the soil. Okay, are you getting me? There was mud, there was dirt on his chest along with the blood. He also had some soil here on his chest. Not much, said he. I count myself more lucky than the rest. He's saying not much, but still I count myself luckier than the ones who are already dead. Okay, he's saying that I am not a very lucky person, but at least I am a luckier person than those who are already dead. Means there were people who had died on the spot, but he is considering himself to be a little luckier than those people, because at least he has a chance to, to realize what all has been happening till now. Okay, they are all gone while I just have a small pain in my chest. So he's saying the people who are dead, they are gone, but I consider myself lucky because I am just having a small pain in my chest. Nothing has happened to me, but I just have a small pain. The narrator, the soldier is not realizing that his situation is quite serious. He is not having a small pain in his chest, but he is actually having a big wound where, he can, there's a big wound where there's a lot of blood, dirt, and everything, and he's not realizing that soon he will be dead because of this pain. Okay, soon he'll be dead because of this pain. So he's saying that I am lucky that I only have a small pain in my chest. Others are already dead. Okay, children, read out these 3 paragraphs, and if you have any problem, please ask me. Please ask me if you have any problem so that we can proceed. One by one, tell me who all are present. Today is 13th.
Ma'am Arshit.
Ma'am Anya.
Anya.
Ma'am Aditya.
Pit. Aditya, Ashutosh. Who else?
Aryan.
Yash.
Aryan,
Vardhan.
Yash,
Ma'am, Mansi.
Parth.
Vardhan,
Mansi.
Mansi,
Arnav.
Parth, Arna.
Aviral.
Who else? Aviral. Who else? Anya, Arshit, Aditya, Ashutosh, Aryan, Yash, Vardhan, Mansi, Parth, Arna, Aviral. Who else? Who else?
I'm no one.
Okay. Red children?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, may I read the second page?
Yes, ma'am, please, ma'am, please.
Read. Arshit, do you have the book, beta?
No, ma'am, not now.
And you didn't even tell so that I could forward you the pictures. Why don't you remind me, dear? See, I forwarded the pictures on the group.
Okay, ma'am.
Arshit, read the second page, beta.
Must be fatigue. He weakly smiled.
Fatigue. Arshit, fatigue.
Yes, ma'am. Must be fatigue. He weakly smiled. I must be getting old. I see the sun is shining bright and yet I am feeling cold.
So he's
We
saying
climbed-
must be fatigue. Wait. He's saying must be fatigue. Fatigue means a little weakness. Okay. So he's saying must be a little fatigue. He weakly smiled. Why did he smile weakly? Because he was actually having a lot of pain in his chest. He was unable to bear that pain. And so he smiled. Whenever we are unwell, do we smile, our best smile is there on our face? No. Even if we have to, so it feels we are, we are trying to do something, a favor for maybe some other person, right? So he is just smiling weakly and he's saying maybe fatigue, maybe I'm a little tired. Okay, I must be getting old. He's saying that I must be getting old because the sun is shining brightly, but I am feeling very cold. He's saying that must be weakness, I must be tired. And then he's saying I must be getting old. I think my age is now reached that level when people start feeling cold. You might have seen your grandparents, they start feeling cold even when only the fan is turned on, right? They do not allow you to turn on the AC. It happens with your grandparents or not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right? And you might be feeling hot, but they might be feeling cold. So this happens when the old age is there because of weakness, because of fragility in your body. It happens, right? So here also he's saying that probably I am getting old. That is why when even the sun is shining so bright, I am feeling cold. Yes, Arshit.
We climbed the hill 200 strong. But as we cleared the crest, the night exploded and I felt this small pain in my chest.
So
I looked around to
we were 200 strong men who climbed the hill. But then what happened when we reached the top of the hill? There was an explosion. There was a bomb blast. There was an explosion. And now because of that explosion, I am having this small pain in my chest. So still the soldier is unable to understand what has happened to him. He's thinking that there is some small pain in his chest. But what actually it is, children?
Ma'am, it was very big.
Ma'am, it is a big wound.
Wound, not wound.
Wound.
It's a big wound which he has got in his chest. Yes, Arshit.
I kept firing at them, sir. I tried to do my best,
Beta, I
but
looked around to
finally,
get some aid. No, read from where I stopped, beta. I looked around to get some aid.
I looked around to get some aid. The only things I found were big, deep craters in the earth, bodies on the ground.
Craters. So now when I looked around, when this there was an explosion, when my chest started paining, so I was looking here and there for some help. I wanted somebody to help me, but I did not get any help. There were big holes, craters, big holes in the earth, and there were dead bodies lying. We could not even understand what had happened. There was a sudden explosion, and there were big, deep craters in the earth, and there were dead bodies lying all around. And I was looking for somebody to help me, but there was nobody I could find. Yes, beta.
I kept on firing at them, sir. I tried to do my best, but finally sat down with this small pain in my chest.
So he's saying that I still when I needed help, then also I kept on firing at these people, and I tried to do my level best. I tried to do as possible as far as I could, but then finally I sat down and there was a small pain because there was a small pain in my chest. I had got hurt. There was some pain in my chest, so I could not carry on any further. I just sat down and I could whatever I could do, I had done.
I am grateful, sir, he whispered as I handled my canteen and smiled a smile that was, I think, the brightest that I have seen.
So this I am grateful, sir. He whispered. So I as I handed my canteen. Canteen here means there was a small flask of water. Okay, this man was already carrying some water with him. There was a flask. There was a water bottle. So when he gave this water bottle to the soldier said, I am really grateful to you. I am really thankful to you. And smiled a smile that was, I think, the brightest that I have seen. And when he smiled, when the soldier smiled, when he got this water bottle, when he smiled, the narrator says that he had never seen such a bright smile in his life ever before. This was the brightest smile that he had ever seen in his life. Okay, read next.
Seems silly that a man my size, so full of vim and zest, could find himself defeated by a small pain in his chest.
So it seems very silly. Now it seems very silly. It seems very stupid that a man full grown, like full of enthusiasm, he could be defeated just because of the small pain that he was having in his chest. Again, the soldier is unable to understand that this is not a small pain that he's having in his chest, but he's saying that I'm so stupid. I'm so, I was a courageous guy. How could I be defeated because of a small pain that I'm having in my chest? Okay, Vardhan, read. Okay, I should stop it. Vardhan, read.
Yes, ma'am.
What would my wife be thinking?
What would my wife be thinking of her man so strong and brave? If she could see me sitting here, too weak to stand alone.
So now he is wondering, now he's thinking about his wife. He's saying, what will my wife think? He's a married man saying, what will my wife think? My wife considers me to be a very strong man. And what will she think if she comes to know that I am lying here with just a small pain in my chest? She will not be able to see me as a weak man. She has always always imagined me as a strong man. And what has happened to me? Why am I unable to, stand and do the things which I am supposed to? My wife used to consider me a strong man, and now I am lying here like fragile people. Okay, I am looking so frail. Yes.
Could my mother have imagined, as she held me to her breast, that I would be sitting here one day with this pain in my chest?
So now he's also imagining about his mother's thought. He's saying, "What will my mother think when she will hug me? And what will she think that what am I doing? I'm sitting here in this battlefield. I'm sitting here with a small pain in my chest. Means everybody used to consider me to be a very strong man. Okay, and what am I doing? I'm sitting here with a small pain in my chest. Yes, beta.
Can it be getting dark so soon? Ma'am, what is this?
Winced.
He winced up at the sky. It's growing dim, and I thought that the day had just begun.
So he's saying that how is this possible that it's getting dark so soon. He looked at the sky. He looked at the sun painfully, and he said, "How is this possible? I thought when you came here, when I met you." He's talking to the narrator, and he's saying, "I thought when you came here, when I started talking to you, the day had just begun. How is it getting dark, children?" The reason is that everything is getting dark now because he's about to lose his life, right? Everything is getting dark because now he is unable to bear the pain. Now it is time for his soul to leave his body, right? And when this happens, whenever this happens, people they do not see the light, they see darkness. And now here it is so soon. Now when he's saying that can it be getting dark so soon, now there is a double meaning to this. He's saying, first of all, he is referring to the day. He thinks the day comes so bright out, it's dark soon. And the second thing that he's referring to, he's referring to his own life. He's saying, I am not that old to be dead right now. Are you understanding, children?
Yes, ma'am.
He's saying that I'm not that old to be dead right now. How can it be so soon? How can the darkness of the life come so soon? Hey, the sun is getting dark. One thing because he's losing. I'm not that old. How can the darkness in my life come so soon? Okay, how can my life get over so soon? Okay. Atul Agarwal, when I'm again and again muting you, why are you unmuting yourself? There's a lot of disturbance coming.
Ma'am, Atul Agarwal is Vardhan only.
Okay, I'm sorry, beta. Unmute.
I think before I traveled on, I will get a little rest. And quietly, the boy died from that small pain in his chest.
So he's saying, now the soldier is saying, I think before I travel on means before I go on. Now see, this entire paragraph has two meanings. Okay, this has two meanings. He's saying, I think before I travel on. The one meaning is that now I think I'll be a little better and I will get up from here and I will go to my house, right? And the second meaning is that I think before I can travel to God, to the next journey of my life, afterlife journey. Are you understanding? He's talking about going to his home, and in the other sense, he's also talking about going to the journey towards God. Okay, so he's saying, I think before I travel on, I'll get a little rest. So what does he do? He says that before I travel from here, I'll prefer to take a little rest. And he closes his eyes, and quietly the boy died from that small pain in his chest. And as soon as he closed his eyes, he died because of that pain in his chest. So he wanted to go home, he wanted to go to his wife, he wanted to go to his mother, he wanted to hug them, he wanted to meet them, he wanted to tell all that he had faced, but he was ready. He knew deep down inside, he was not telling. See, I don't know if you have soldiers in your family or not, if you have anybody in army or navy or not, but these people are actually very strong. These people never tell you any pain that they are going through. Do you have the courage? Right. So now he's saying the boy died out of this little pain. He knew deep down inside his heart that this is not a small pain in his chest. He has been badly injured. Okay, and because of this he will die, but he was not telling all these, he was not expressing his feelings in front of the narrator. He was still posing himself to be very strong, a very courageous man. He said that my wife has this idea about me that I'm a strong person, my mother does not think me weak, so I am not weak. Okay, and he's saying he knows that now he'll be dead, but still he's saying that before I travel to my house, now his house is his house is with God. So he's saying before I go to my house, what will I do? I will take a little rest. And how does he take a rest? He closes his eyes and instantly he dies. Yes, beta.
I don't recall what happened then. I think I must have cried. I put my arms around him and I pulled him to my side.
So now even the narrator, obviously children, if you see such a sight, what will happen to you? You will also start crying. Okay, so I don't recall what happened then. The narrator is also not unable, the narrator is unable to recall, he is unable to remember what happened the next, because obviously when such things happen right in front of your eyes, you are blank. You are blank. If your close relative or anybody, for instance, there's a road accident, somebody dies in front of you, you become blank, because this is an unusual thing which you ever might have seen. So here he's saying that I do not recall what happened to this person. I do not remember what happened next. I only remember that I started crying and I put my arms, and I took this man and I hugged him. Okay, I took him towards my side and I gave him a warm hug. Yes.
And as I held him to me, I could feel our wounds were pressed.
Wounds,
The large
bounds.
one-
It's not bounds, Vardhan, it's wound.
Wounds. The large one in my heart against the small one in his chest.
So this narrator is saying that the moment I hugged him, I could feel that our wounds were now pressed, means they were with each other. I had a big wound in my heart. Which wound was he having in his heart? The feeling, the bad feeling that he was having right now, the sad feeling he was having in his heart right now, that the soldier is about to die, right? That
The crying feeling.
So the soldier is dead. He was having a lot of pain in his heart, and the pain that the soldier was having in his chest, they were now becoming one. They were with each other. Okay. So this is a poem about a soldier who dies because of the battle. He got hurt in his pain, and he got hurt in his chest, and because of that chest pain, he died. Right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what does this poem teach you? The poem teaches you first the intense feeling that we have for one another, and the most important thing, that wars are useless in our daily lives. Also, fighting for anything, fighting with anybody, it is useless, and in the battlefield also it is useless. Okay, children?
Yes,
Understood? Read the poem and complete the RTCs in your notebook. Okay? Send me the work by tomorrow. Clear
Okay,
to
ma'am.
everyone? Bye, everybody. Have a very good day.
I'm only RTCs or question answers also.
Beta, in poems, we will only be doing RTCs, no question answer. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.